Welcome, everybody. This is the DVMUG meeting for Wednesday evening, December 16th. And I will just, while I'm on this opening screen, I will advance to the next screen and see if that works. Okay, there we go. So this was news. As of Monday, Apple updated everything, and Apple Fitness Plus came out. So that's the reason everything was updated. Big Sur had its first update, and it's not just a bug fix, it has features. I think iOS 14.3 has features. I think they all have some features. And this is going to be in the MailChimp Sunday, or this will be saved, Keynote will be saved and posted to BBS tonight. This is the Tidbits article. We won't go into that. It's a pretty extensive article if you want to know stuff about that. And surprise, surprise, there was updates for older OSs. iOS 12 got updates mainly because they put the COVID exposure notification into iOS 12 and Watch 6.3. So those, even if you have old devices, you can now use that. And you should probably do that. And there's an article about that also. I think the next screen I have, anybody have questions or discussions about all these updates? Okay, the next thing we're going to go into, I think, is going to be the video. So we'll wait for Chris to run that. I'll escape out of here and stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
And we'll do Q&A. We do have 3 questions. Well, I guess I need to share my screen again. Share screen. Share this. Share screen. So we have one question left over from John. Is he here? It was posted last week after the meeting ended.
He's here.
Okay.
Yeah, sure am.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You guys don't see that, do you?
No, they're minimized in your dock, John.
Yeah, no. I'm opening. I shared just the BBS. I need to stop and do the whole machine. That didn't work. It only shared one window of the first class. There we go. Yeah, I gotta make it big again. Okay, now you can see that. How to allow or disallow cookies, Safari Catalina. Trying the old way on Google instructions by going to Safari preferences and security yields only 2 choices in the drop-down. Website tracking and cookies website data allows you to allow cookies on a particular site or all sites. You got some instructions that said that it works somehow different than this?
Yeah, well, no, those are the instructions that you get when you Google the question. But what happens is that the instructions show that when you drop down, you have a lot of options here, like you used to be able to do, at least I used to be able to do, and you could either shut cookies on or off. Now, I've got something wrong with my system, or I've gotten in the wrong buttons, but all I get on my drop down when I go to security is 2 of those 2 choices. That's it. And those 2 choices do not give you anything as far as cutting off. You cut off all cookies, or you don't have, or you allow all of them. You don't have the choice of allowing or disallowing cookies in certain applications.
Yeah, I think that would be a feature of a third-party app, like the Cookies app.
Cookies is the greatest thing, the greatest utility there is. It's virtually invisible. Once you set it up, you never have to worry about it, and it just takes care of business.
So
well, when did Safari change? Because at one time, Safari had the option that you could change. You could either disallow or allow cookies on different sites.
So you're looking in
Security should be
Security,
privacy,
in
Pri-
fact, it's in privacy.
right?
Click on privacy, John. No, privacy.
No,
In Safari,
Yeah, privacy.
manage website data.
yeah.
Do you have that in
There's
Catalina?
block all cookies.
So these are
Alright.
all the cookies that are set. You can delete them, but you can't manage them as in allow cookies on this site and not on that site. You can remove them one at a time.
Well, is there any way to even to temporarily just cut off all cookies?
Yes,
or
go back.
turn,
Say done.
okay,
Say done. Block all cookies.
You won't be able to use the internet if you do that. It won't work. Everywhere has a cookie.
yeah. Usually, yeah, this what you're showing right now is exactly what I've got, but there's no way to allow cookies for a short period of time.
I don't recall there ever having been such an option.
I
Well,
don't remember that.
Yeah, I can remember at one time because you get on some sites and they say, we won't allow you on without allowing cookies. So you temporarily
Absolutely.
allow the cookies, get on them, do your thing and then come off. And if you could wipe your cookies off later. But obviously I must be misremembering because, and you know,
You're muted, or you went no sound.
yeah, in Firefox you can do it, but in Safari, I guess you just can't do it. But it seems strange that you don't have the choice when you go to a site of saying I either want cookies or I don't want cookies. But if that's true in Safari, then I guess the system's working correctly.
Well, what I see now, since all this privacy stuff is, you go to a website, even though you've been there the day before, and it pops up to allow cookies. You say allow, you come back the next day and you have to allow it again and again and again and again. They just beat you to death. You know, it's like, it makes it like, so you don't even pay attention to it anymore.
There used to be an option to clear all website data in one of the pull downs in an earlier version of Safari. That may be what you're referring to.
You can wipe the whole thing. You can select all. You can push the button to remove it all.
Right. You can get rid of all the cookies, which is occasionally I do. But
if you do that, if you remove all your cookies, you're going to have a mess because you won't be able to get back into your bank and blah, blah. You have to, it won't remember anywhere you go. It won't remember who you are.
Well,
Right.
but you got a list. You got a list of sites that you can go to that allow cookies. And if you only allow them for those sites, then you're okay. But the other sites, they won't allow cookies.
John,
But I'm trying.
take a look at Sweet Bee Productions for cookie. It does exactly what you want to do.
Yeah, you need a third-party app like Ken has.
Yeah. Okay. I'll look into that. Thanks.
I don't know why you're worried about cookies. They're harmless.
Maybe you might tell people why, John.
Cookies are your friend. So they remember when you go to a website, you don't have to reset all your preferences.
There's
They're
a
preference
difference
files.
between cookies and like tracking data. There's trackers that are different. And Safari is actually better at handling that kind of thing now.
It's automatically turned on to prevent cross-site tracking.
Right. And that's one of the choices you have is to stay on all the time. But the cookies themselves, like I say, at one time you were able to either shut off or allow the cookies, but that must be just not in there anymore.
I believe that if you do private browsing, I believe does the same thing.
I've tried it both ways, private and normal browsing, and it doesn't seem to make any difference. There's one site in particular I just can't get on because it says you have to allow cookies. And so I want to allow them, and apparently I have to go in and make sure that I can allow them for that particular site.
Okay. So that's the first question. The next question, let's see if that's still big screen. Are you here, Joanne?
Yep, I'm here.
I remember vaguely that you were at the clinic with this and you wanted to put it inside your SSD inside in a mini. and we didn't have the right screwdriver. So we ordered the screwdriver and you came back again. And then we just, when we started to put it in with the right screwdriver, we got a little further and looked at the directions and it said, OMG, you got to pull the power supply, the motherboard, and completely dismantle this thing. And it was a working functional computer. And I think we decided that that probably wasn't a good idea to rip apart
Yeah.
a functional computer. That something might go wrong and it might end up being non-functional. Is that what
Right.
you remember?
Sort of, but the issue is what causing this screen.
Okay, that's a normal screen. You should get that every time you start the computer unless you set it to automatically log in.
Okay, we do.
My guess is you said you were having a problem with this thing.
Well,
Well, it
I
says
have-
the user says system administrator.
right, and I have no idea what the password is for it.
Okay, my guess is you're having a problem with that external SSD and it's not booting off that, it's booted onto the internal drive. And there's something goofy going on. So I would hold down the Option key while you start up and it should show you the drive choices that you
Okay.
have and see if it can even see the SSD and choose the SSD as the boot drive. I
Right.
think this is probably booting on the internal. Why?
Well, no, what happens is that my husband, we talked about leaving your computer on all the time because in the past, because I'm so been in Mac world, the Mac world for so long where you had to shut everything down and close your computer down at night and, all that kind of stuff. And then we had this conversation about leaving your computer on all the time. So he's been doing that because it takes a while for it to boot up. And he'll come in the morning and the screen is dead. And, he'll hit the space bar to bring up the screen and nothing happens. We can see the SSD because it's on top and the light's on. And so basically what we end up having to do is to shut it off, start it, then it comes back to that particular screen. And I come down here and where you can't see it very well, at least there's two choices, cancel or switch user. And if you click switch user, you get his name, my name, and guest. And we click on his name, put in his password, and we get the regular, his regular screen and he's in his regular.
So I don't know why it's trying to go to this screen first as a login. I would go to the users and groups and get rid of this system administrator user because you don't use that. You don't know what it is.
I have no idea. But can you do that?
Sure.
Can you get rid of the system administrator?
Also,
Sure, it's just a user, happened to be named that.
Oh,
I mean, you should look.
all
If
right.
you do switch user, you see your two users plus this one.
No, it's our two users and a guest.
I don't know what this is then.
Okay.
you've gone to startup disk and set your
Yes.
external SSD as the startup disk.
Yes.
I have that problem
Seems to-
sometimes with the external drives. They'll
think you need to
forget
reset
and
the NV
they'll
RAM.
jump to the internal and you won't notice it except it's really slow.
I
and
think
your
you need
stuff is
to
out of date.
reset the NV RAM. That'll take out your setting of the startup disk and then you can reset it.
So what am I resetting?
The NV RAM, you start up holding the Option, Command P and R key until you hear two bongs, then you
Oh.
let go, let it boot up. Then go into your system preferences, startup disk, and select whichever disk you want to start up and restart it.
Okay.
That may help it find the disk that you want.
All right. So I wanted to write this down, or can you email it to me or something?
I'll post it in the tech forum.
Okay, where he got this.
Yeah, how to do the startup, how to do the
Okay.
RAM.
I'm sure I've done it in the past, the PRAM, but I need the directions.
Okay, will do.
Thank you.
That's strange that this screen would show up when you did switch users. You wouldn't see it as one of the users.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
let's go to the third question. Russ, are you here?
I'm here.
My phone sometimes deletes an email item once I've read it, even though I wish to keep it for a second look. I've asked for, so there's a feature in Apple Mail the wording is hide already items or only show unread items. So once you read it, it disappears. That's a feature. You may have that turned on.
Could you repeat that, John?
There's a feature in Apple Mail to hide. The wording is hide read items or only show unread items. What is the wording of it? But that's exactly what it does. If you turn that on and you've read everything, your mail will be blank. Okay, so here's my mail. View. View.
I think it's on the iPhone, not on the Mac.
Right, it's an iPhone thing.
No, I've seen it it used to be on the Mac. People will call me all the time. My mail's gone, my mail's gone, my mail's gone.
Right, but his problem is on the phone.
Yeah, but the same feature exists on the phone. Anybody want to look on the phone and see where that is?
I'm looking.
Show favorites. I know this feature used to exist in Apple Mail because it was really irritating.
I remember it.
Mailbox.
There's a setting for deleting from server. That's the only one I found.
Messages, message. I don't see it.
Mm-mm.
Just
I know it
delete-
existed at one time in Apple Mail. It may very well, see, this is Big Sur and they changed the mail all over changed it significantly. Yeah, I don't see where that is anymore.
The only thing I could find was a thing that says ask before deleting. And I have that green mark.
Okay, so have you looked in your trash? Are those messages showing that?
No, they don't come up in trash either. That's what's puzzling.
Do you read your mail on your phone and on your Mac? The same mail?
I read them both, yeah. And I do keep it on the Mac. It doesn't bother, but my iPhone won't hold them.
If it disappears from your phone, does it also disappear the same message from your Mac?
No, the Mac holds it just from the
Okay, so it's a viewing problem. It isn't deleting the message, it's hiding it after you read it. That's
Right.
There is a muted thread action that has a caret. And when you click on that, there's an option to archive or delete. So maybe he has some kind of threading thing going on.
It's also under threading.
There it is. I found it. I found it. There it is right there on the Mac. See the filter? I'm pushing filter. See how it all disappears? All the ones that I've only have one unread message. If I push the filter button, it all disappears. You have the same feature turned on the phone, I bet.
I'm not
See, it's
seeing it.
hiding the red messages. Watch what, after I open this and I read it, it should disappear. Maybe I got to redo it. Yeah, see, I push the filter again, I have no mail because I've read it all. It's all still there.
Russ, can you check your phone and see if you have your messages in settings in the mail preferences? See if you have threading organized by thread turned on. Because if it's on, there is a further action that would then delete after read.
So I'll turn that off.
Okay, I
Yeah,
got the
turn that
answer. The same feature exists in Apple Mail on the phone. In the bottom left corners, there's that little icon that looks like that right there. The filter button. You tap it and all your unmessages will disappear, and you tap it again and they come back. That's what it is. Same feature. It looks like this icon right here.
Mhm.
It's on the bottom left of your inbox. A round circle with 3 little
Yep.
lines. And,
That's it.
yeah,
That's got to be it.
that's the same feature. It's the same thing. Yeah, they move it. It's always existed. They just move it around. Look on your phone right now and see if it fixes it. I'm sure that's what it is. Because I just did it here, and that's what happened. Okay, stop sharing mail.
As to mail, there was an incident that happened to me that I went to Apple and they were absolutely dead wrong regarding mail. If we can talk about that, I might share that discovery I made.
Your sound is really weird.
Yeah,
Rick.
Rick, it sounds terrible.
Okay. Let me,
Okay, so that's it for questions.
well,
I will get out of here, stop sharing my screen. Chris is going to take over the
You want me to do it now,
videos.
or should we let
Can
Rick
I-
tell us his thoughts?
Let me go. Let's
Wait,
see
wait.
if there's any more live questions.
Rick's very clear now.
Well,
You're clear.
I just changed it to the internal mic.
Yeah, much better.
Okay.
I got a question.
Okay.
Question from Jim. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just had a weird thing happen. It might be related to what we were just talking about. I am using Apple Mail. I have one folder of one person that I'm rarely in touch with. They sent me an email and I sent back to them and I put their return and my return mail into the folder with theirs. It's the one folder and the whole thing that I opened it up. It had all the headings of the emails, no content in any of the emails. It was just, they were all empty in that folder. All the other folders are fine, nothing's changed, but that one folder. And I could not find,
So
all messages gone.
Sometimes messages in preview view will be blank. And if you actually open it, take it out of preview, you'll see the message.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well,
In other words, if you just highlight the message, if in preview, sometimes they'll show up blank. I've had it recently, or some messages just show up
what about
blank.
if you?
When I double click it, it opens up and I see the text.
Yeah, that's going to say double click it. Does it open in a window and show you the message?
And then it opens in a window and shows the message.
yeah, I didn't. I didn't get that in mind, but not to say that I didn't do something in there, but that one folder, it was just the strangest thing. I've never seen it. I've never had as many weird things happen since I switched from POP to IMAP. It seems like in IMAP, there's a lot of other things that go on that
Well, IMAP messages live on the server and synchronize everywhere. Sometimes it used to be IMAP, you could set it to not download the whole message, only get the first few bits of the header so you can see what it is, and then you had to download it. It would save you from downloading big messages in it. And I don't know if that's still a feature or not. In Entourage and Claris Email are going way back, and Eudora, there used to be a column for that, and you could see if it was on the server or if it was partially on the server, and you could download it, or and you could say in the mail preferences, you could say for messages, only download the first 20K of the message or something like that. And you could set the size of how much it downloads. So you got a 2 meg message, it only takes 20K of the header until you said download the whole thing. That, I don't know if that's still a feature.
I got so frustrated with that folder that I ended up deleting it, but then I created a folder that had the same person's name on it again. And when I put things into that folder that had the same name on it that the original one had, everything disappeared on that too. So I cannot figure, I started thinking, does this person have something on their computer that can actually like say, please delete all messages after they've arrived?
Well, I'll bet if you forward, I sometimes get those, and if you put it in forward mode and it's, you know, open, then it shows up.
Oh,
I don't know what causes it, but
I didn't try, that's a good idea. I didn't try that, but anyway.
There's also the feature in preferences to load remote content automatically, which is generally not a good idea. So if you get somebody who sends you the message is full of images, there's not much text, it won't download the images until you push the button that says load remote content.
I've got that set up, yeah, so it doesn't happen.
Because the reason you don't want to do that automatically is because spam has a 1 pixel tracking image in there. So if you have load images automatically, as soon as you open the message, even if you're going to delete it, it tells them that you read it.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So that's why you want that off by default.
Okay. Well, anyway, that was my question. I hadn't seen empty emails in a whole folder full before, but something was going on.
Is that folder created with a rule?
No, it was just a plain old folder. It wasn't a smart folder or anything.
are the messages all from the same person?
Oh, it was a smart folder?
All the same person.
No, it's not a smart folder.
It's not a smart folder.
Something about the way they format, I don't know.
Right. I mean, it's just weird. So anyway, not a big.
Sounds like Gremlins to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna think of it that way. Thanks.
Okay. Can I share what I had that I wanted to talk to about mail, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. We got 2 videos to show, and
After upgrading to Big Sur, I found that a feature that I use in mail called flagging worked fine on my MacBook Pro, but did not work on my iMac. I contacted Apple, and the gal said, well, you know, this is a feature, not a bug. I don't know why it's working on your MacBook Pro, but it shouldn't be. Flagging shouldn't be working anymore. It should be showing you in your messages once you open it if there's a flag. And I said, no, I want to not open a message and see that I've previously flagged it for later review. In essence, though, she was, I couldn't believe it, because I found that the answer was up under, if I can share, can I share screen?
sure. Why am I going to make you co-host?
This is such a simple thing that I hadn't seen before. Okay, desktop 1.
You know,
I want, like,
in Big Sur, if you view, they put columns back, and where you can add columns,
Yeah.
and one of the columns you
Right.
can add is flagged.
That's exactly. And under the column, what's going on here? Under the column, is this what I want? Zoom,
Yeah, they
okay.
put all those column things back in. They took them out in Catalina.
I have to give permission. Oh, later. Okay, I had to give it permission to do that. So let's see if I can go back. That's not what I want. Can you see my mail?
Yeah.
Okay, it was right under here.
I think you option click on one of the columns, and it'll show you
Yeah,
a list
it
of
is.
columns you can add.
Yeah, now it's not working.
Click on the columns. Option click on the one of the columns. Not up there. Down one.
Here we go.
There.
Ah,
Yeah, right there. Option.
There we
you
go. So on the iMac, this was turned off. So
Yeah.
that when I went to say flag this guy and put a flag on there, nothing would show until I opened the mail, and then it would show the flag up here. Well, that was useless to me. So that when I went here and it turned on flags, now you're able to see your flag saying, hey, you need to check this out again later. And I use flags like mad, and they couldn't answer that for me at Apple tech support. I just was blown away.
That's
So
that's
anyway,
just sad, because that's a
that
feature
really was.
that's the first feature I saw when the beta came out. It says, hoo, they put columns back. You didn't used to be able to drag columns to different orders or resize them. It was, if you ever used all those features with the columns, it was basically made mail unusable to me.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, every email program I ever remember, Eudora, Claris Emailer, Entourage, Outlook Express, all had the column feature, draggable, turn columns on and off.
Well, I found the columns, and the columns were working, but it did not default to flags, which was very important to me. So there was my answer.
Mail to me is now, much, it's fixed basically in Big Sur.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's different the way you used to go to preferences viewing, and it used to be called classic view, and you would put it into columns. The other view I call the other view I call the iPad view, where you get your mail list and then a preview, and then that at some point in macOS became the default. And I always use the classic, or what now they don't have classic view, but you can turn on the columns. There you go. How many people upgraded to Big Sur? I'm going to put you in gallery view so we can see a row of hands. Hands up.
Wow.
Not a big rush, huh? Well, the first update to Big Sur was Monday, and it's not just a bug fix, it's a feature thing. It's got a bunch of stuff in it. Some of it only works on new M1 machines, like run iOS apps full screen, like HBO Max. So you can full screen that, which you couldn't before. Supposedly that's a big deal. I don't do that, but now you can just watch HBO full screen on there in the app.
Incidentally, HBO Max comes to the Roku tomorrow.
And everything, and Apple Fitness Plus, which was, shown several months ago, that rolled out today, and everything else was updated to support that. You've got to have your watch and your Apple TV and your iPad and your iPhone, and all that stuff now supports the Fitness Plus. Anybody? Chris, are you interested in that?
In what?
The Fitness Plus thing?
No. I just go for my walks every day. I'm fine. That's all I need.
Yeah.
All righty then. Okay, anybody else got some questions? We got a video on the new features to look at in macOS Big Sur 11.1. So apparently they're not going to have 11.01, 11.02. That's going to go 11.1, 11.2, 11.3. And once they run out, they'll go to probably macOS 12. The next version will be, at the end of this round, whatever it is. So you're going to go for the video?
Ready?
Yep.
I'm going to share my desktop. You guys see that? Well,
yep.
Oh, gorgeous.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
Do you want to talk about your screen, John, or shall I carry on?
This is just a splash screen from YouTube, the new things that are in Big Sur 11.1. These are not the bug fixes. These are actually things to look at. I mean, there's a few things that I didn't know. Some new news app widgets, a new default.
I think that link is incorrect.
No, that's the link that I did one. It's a short YouTube link that
Yeah,
I
but you
get
have
when you say
YouTube period.
Yeah, it's a short link, Rick.
Yeah, that's the short version of that YouTube makes for when you want to share. So
Okay.
it's not
All right.
stupid long. That's not the URL copied from the address bar. That's the share link.
Okay.
Should work. Or go to the next screen should work too also. There you go.
I'll see if the video works. Here we go. Oh, guess not. Is this it? Can you guys hear it?
No.
You can't hear it?
No,
No.
We can
When you
barely
share the
hear it.
screen, click the little button down at the lower left.
But you can see the screen, right?
Yeah. On your share screen, be sure you check the share sound button down in the lower left.
Okay, hang on.
You got to stop sharing and then reshare.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing then.
We all learned that one the hard way.
Okay, so you're saying
Push to start
got
share
it,
and then
got it. Share sound. Got it. Thanks,
yeah,
Rick.
that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
And it should come up here. Of course, you have to have already upgraded to Big Sur to get Big Sur 11.1. There are a lot of bug fixes and minor improvements, but here are some things you might want to check out as soon as you update. Now, there are no real changes in the News app, but in the Notification Center, you'll find there are new widgets for news. So go to Edit Widgets, and you'll see there's News now, and you can choose between two different widgets, Today and Topic. Each one has small, medium, and large views. The topic widget is customizable. You can specify the topic you want. So for instance, let's choose the large one, and I can drag that over to my notification center. I'll put it here at the top, and then I can click on it and select the topic. So I click here and I can search for a new topic. So for instance, say I want to track Apple News. I could search for Apple and I could track Apple News or maybe something more specific. Like let's say I want to see news involving Apple Music here. So I select that, click Done, and now you can see I get just that topic represented there. I can always add another one so I can have as many of these as I like, tracking multiple topics as widgets in the Notification Center. Now the TV app has some improvements when it comes to searching and other things. But most notably there's now an Apple TV Plus tab. So if you're a subscriber to Apple TV Plus, you can get right to the content on Apple TV Plus, which is handy because sometimes you hear about a new show or a movie released by Apple TV Plus and it's kind of hard to find when mixed in with all the other stuff that you may have going on in the TV app. Now this next one's not actually that big of a deal, but it's going to be talked about a lot, so you should know about it. In the App Store app, you can now go to an app and see privacy information about it. So often you'll select an app like this one. You'll go down in the listing and you'll see app privacy and something like either data not collected or maybe something more specific like data not linked to you. Sometimes though it may look a little scary like data linked to you. You can actually click see details here to get more detailed information. Some people may see this and freak out about what this app is actually doing, but the app I'm looking at here is actually just Pages. And all this stuff makes sense when you think about it. For instance, when you create new documents, there's creator information saved in the metadata, and that includes things from your contacts. When you use the sharing function, of course it's going to access your user ID and things like that to share a file. Just because it's listed here doesn't mean the app is actually taking that information and actually using it for something bad. And just because the app has access to this information doesn't mean it's actually going to use it all the time. For instance, a game may only access this information if you decide to play against a friend online and otherwise may not, but it's still going to be listed here. In the coming days and weeks, a lot of times you're just going to see this, no details provided, because developers haven't yet updated their information there to provide these details. In Safari, there's just one change, but it's an interesting one. If you go to Safari Preferences and then Search, you can now choose a new default search engine, Ecosia. And then when you search for something, it's using the Ecosia search engine. The results you're going to see are actually from Bing, but with some modifications made by Ecosia to try to make the results better. But the revenue on the ads you see on Ecosia are actually going to environmental causes. You can read plenty about that at their site. Apple has promoted Ecosia in various ways before, but now it's officially available as a default search engine on both Mac and on iOS. Now this last new feature I want to show you is of course only available on the new M1 Macs. And that's because it involves actually running iOS and iPadOS apps on your Mac, which is only available on the new Apple Silicon Macs. And this is much improved window sizing options. Apps tend to look better now. I've seen that already in a few apps. Plus you can click the green button now to go full screen in most iPhone and iPad apps, which makes many apps far more usable, including some of my own games that look great when brought to full screen on your Mac. If you want to see the full list of everything that's new in macOS 11.1, you can go to this web page. This is the same list you're given when you first update to 11.1. And there's one other detail that's easy to overlook in all of this, and that's the version number here. It's 11.1, which means all of the updates for macOS Big Sur, macOS version 11, are going to be .1, .2, .3 updates. So next year's macOS will most likely be version 12. So after more than a decade of macOS being macOS version 10 and then 10.1, 10.2, 10.3, each being major annual updates, it looks like Apple has now switched to the number being the annual update. So Big Sur is version 11. Next year we'll have version 12, 13, 14. This is now in line with the other operating systems like iOS, where the primary number is increased with every new version.
A comment about the Big Sur 11.1 update? Okay, this one is pretty basic, very simple. Go ahead, Chris.
Hi, this is Gary with MacMost.com. Today, let me show you how to use the 4 Finder views. MacMost is brought to you thanks to a great group of more than 800 supporters. Go to macmost.com/Patreon. There you could read more about the Patreon campaign, join us, and get exclusive content and course discounts. So when you use the Finder on your Mac to view files and folders, there are 4 different views that you could use to see what's there. So to bring up a Finder window, I have to be in the Finder and I can go to File, New Finder Window. But also if I switch to it in the dock and I have no Finder window open, it will automatically open one. So you can see here I've got the Finder window open and I'm using what's called icon view. I see large icons here in the Finder window. At the top of the screen it will show me what folder I'm in this case my Documents folder. And then I'll see icons here for the 4 Finder views. Now if my Finder window is small, like if I shrink this, instead I'll see a button here that I can click and choose which view I want. It's only if I have enough space that I'll actually see them as 4 individual buttons here grouped together. So first let's look at this icon view. In a typical icon view you've got these large icons that show you what the file contains and also you can drag them around and place them where you want. So it gives you the ability to be creative in how you arrange things. Notice I've grouped all of these images here. I've got some folders here maybe grouped together with another file. I can do whatever I want, move them to any spot I want. But if I go to the View menu I can control that a bit. For instance, I can go to Clean Up, which will snap each icon to a spot on a grid so everything doesn't look so cluttered. I can also do Clean Up By and choose one of these options and it will sort everything, say by name, and snap them all to a grid. Using Clean Up and Clean Up By will move the icons so they're in different spots. But if instead I use Sort By and choose something like Name, then you could see everything is arranged by name. I can't actually arrange things manually because it's always going to put them back in name order. But if I were to go to View, Sort by None, it remembers the previous positions I had things in. So you could switch back and forth between your own custom design and using Sort By and choosing one of these. You could also use Snap to Grid, and then anytime you move an item it's going to snap it to its grid position. And then you could just go to Sort by None to turn that off. Now let's go to the next Finder view, which is List View. List View is very different. You see everything in one list and there are columns. Typically you'll see name, date modified, size, and kind. Now you could sort by these columns very easily. Notice next to name there's this little up arrow here. That's telling me that the files are now sorted by name alphabetically in ascending order. So if I were to click it again you could see that changes direction and now everything's sorted in the opposite direction. I can click again to change the sort order. I can sort by date modified by clicking there, and clicking twice will change the order as well. Same thing with size or kind. Now I can change which columns appear here several ways. An easy way is to two-finger click, right click, or control click on any one of these column titles here and I can add a new column. So for instance I could add a date created column and you could see it appear here. I have date modified, date created, size, and kind. I could change the width of any column by grabbing the line between the columns and dragging left or right. In addition I could click the little reveal arrow to the left of a folder to open up the folder and see what's inside. So you can see how I can do it with these folders and dig down even further into some of them. So now let's look at the third view, Column View. Column View puts all of your files in one list but not giving you extra columns like size, date modified, and things like that. But when you select a folder you get another column with the contents of that folder. And you can continue down to look at another folder. So it allows you to quickly navigate through a complex file structure. So I could be looking for these files but suddenly I want to jump to this folder here. I can click on it and now things change and I can view what's in there. The last column here is the preview area. If I select a file then I get a preview of that file all the way over here on the right. It works for just about any file type. So for instance an image, I can see what's in the image. It will even work for videos, sounds, all sorts of different file types. And you'll see further information about the file below the preview. Now the fourth view type is Gallery View. And this is a specialized view that's really meant for viewing a folder full of images or perhaps other media where you can see easily down here exactly what you've got. So I can click on this one for instance and now I get a nice big preview of it. I can use the arrow keys to go back and forth. So if you have a folder full of images that you want to look through quickly, Gallery View is what you want. Otherwise for most other file types you want either icon, list, or column view. There are lots of options for all these views. For instance that preview area that we saw in column view, you can get it in icon and list view by simply going to View and then Show Preview. So now you can see any file that I select, I'll see the preview there just like in column view. You could turn that off by going to View, Hide Preview. You also have more options for each view if you go to View and then Show View Options or Command J. And this brings up this special set of controls here. It's different for every view. So here in icon view for instance I can access some of the things like group by and sort by that we saw in the view menu. But I could also do things like change the icon size, change the grid spacing, change the text size that appears underneath each icon, even make the label position be on the right instead of on the bottom, show additional information, things like that. In icon view you can even set a color for the background. So instead of using just white I can set it to a different color for that folder. If I switch to list view you can see I get a different set of options here. I only have two different icon sizes. I have text size and I can control which columns are shown. And in column view it's a different set again. In gallery view I can set the thumbnail size for the thumbnails at the bottom so I can make them larger if I need that. Another thing you can use in all of the views is the group by feature. So you can go to View, Use Groups, and now you've got group by and you can set a grouping. So I have kind here so you can see all the folders first, all the documents next, images next. You can change the grouping to something else like say date last opened and it will group them into things like today, previous 7 days, 30 days, and different months and years. Grouping even works in icon view where you can have things grouped like this, and in column view as well where they're grouped in each column. So which view should you be using? Well that's up to you, your personal preference, but also what you're looking at. Each one is better for different situations. Personally I only ever use the list view and column view. Most of the time I use the column view. It allows me to navigate around very quickly to find what I want. If I need to see more information about files, like sorting by file size, then I of course go to list view. And if I'm looking in a folder that's filled with images and I need to flip through them really quickly, I'll use gallery view. But a lot of people prefer the customization of icon view. Being able to group things spatially in a window works best for what they're doing. But it's easy to switch between these views. I encourage you to get out of your comfort zone sometimes and try some of the other views for a little while to see what benefits it could bring.
All righty then. And we're back. So that's what we got for a presentation. Not a lot. This is a place for more Q&A. You got any more extensive questions? Last meeting, we got to the end of the meeting and a lot of you left and we stopped the recording and then went on for half an hour and fixed the printer that we were started fixing at the beginning of the meeting. And guess what? We eventually got it fixed.
It's not just for questions. We can also have our Christmas happy hour. I
Hey.
got my cookie. I got my cookie right here. Anybody else got theirs ready?
Spice cider, but I'm almost done.
Coffee.
Just resting my stomach with
So
water.
what are people doing for their Christmas dinners this year? Is it going to be Christmas by Zoom?
We had one Zoom on the iPad when we were doing Thanksgiving where we're cooking one. That was about it.
Well,
I
I
get
hope
to
you're
see
all
my
observing.
grandbabies. I've been seeing them the whole time anyway, so they're my bubble. I got my grandbabies coming, stocked up on firewood for the fireplace.
Me too, thank God.
Just
Those little babies.
What are you
Crab
showing us,
season's-
Lee? Is that a creche?
No, it looks like a tent ready for Christmas dinner.
That's right. That's how we had Christmas dinner ahead of time for
Nice.
Outside?
Yeah.
37 degrees.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Brass monkeys beware.
I think we might, I was thinking crab season is supposed to open up.
Yeah.
The
It's supposed to be
23rd.
open, but yeah, it's supposed to open right before Christmas.
We're
We'll
having
see.
a heat wave. It's a blistering 54.
It was warm outside last. I've been working outside in the car the last couple of days. In the daytime, it's nice. In the morning, it's cold.
It's 53 in Pleasant Hill right now.
Oh, it's supposed to rain. It's supposed to start raining any
Yeah.
time now.
Send
What's
some
the
down
rain?
here.
It's raining in Oregon.
The storm door is open. Every 3 days, they're going to get a little rain, hopefully. We'll see.
Well, according to the news tonight, we're going to get one storm and then it's going to close. They say we're going to have dry weather, they think, all the way through Christmas.
If it does clear up, there's this great conjunction going on between Saturn and Jupiter in the southwest.
Solstice.
Right. I'm hoping it's going to be clear, but not holding my breath.
They're closer than they've been in 400 years as far as how they look.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be something. Let's see. Let me
I
get
was
my
able
weather
to see it
away.
a few days ago, and Saturn was, Jupiter was the brightest looking thing in that part of the sky, and Saturn was just up, like it seemed like an inch above it to the left, and pretty nice. Hopefully, our grandson will use his new telescope to check out Jupiter.
Wow.
What did he get?
What kind of telescope?
Yeah.
Well, we bought him a starter Celestron type.
Oh,
telescope. Yeah,
that's the one with that big round, that big mirror in the bottom, a little stubby guy, but with a big mirror.
Well, no, this is a refractor type, not a reflector type telescope. So it's
Okay.
like the telescopes of old. But he's only 6 years old, so he needs to learn how to use it.
Yeah.
Well, the forecast right now says mostly sunny on Monday, the 21st. So we might be in luck, but they're going to be really close. So they appear like one massive star.
Yeah, very close. As close as they will get probably in our lifetimes.
Well, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, if it clears up, it's right on the solstice is when they'll be closest together, the 21st.
In the southwest sky.
Yeah, I guess more westerly than south, but it at least a few days ago when it was clear, it was right as the sky got black, they were getting low and just about ready to set. So there wasn't much time to see them.
Well, my mom's into it. Her email handle is J for Joanna, J Skywatcher.
Yeah, great. Yeah, on the television, they showed a actual little video from a helicopter, maybe it was a news helicopter of Saturn. And you could see it very tiny in the center of the screen, kind of bouncing around a little bit, but the rings were very distinct on Saturn.
Oh.
So that was taken from their helicopter. So they must have some pretty amazing stabilization.
Has anybody ordered a new Mac with the Apple chip in it?
I'm meaning to. I'm waiting.
We have to order one. We have to get one for the
yeah, we're supposed to do that
DVMUG.
this week. We need to do that now. We have to tell Dawn to do that.
Well, they're not shipping till January because I referred somebody to you, John, who's a former member whose iMac's power supply, I believe it's the power supply, is intermittent. And I suggested she get the new Mac Mini and a 27-inch screen. But she placed the order through B&H and they're not shipping until, I believe, January.
Wow.
It
So
doesn't
there's a
matter when
big-
it ships. We just need to get it paid out for this calendar year.
I received a
My
message
assumption
from
was there was
B&H.
something wrong with the old one, so excuse me.
No, we need one that's going to be able to run Big Sur. The old one does not.
It doesn't?
Mm-mm.
No, those ones we bought don't run Big Sur. They're tapped out at Catalina.
Oh, are they? Oh.
Yeah, those ones you got too.
Yeah, I got one as well. I got it right here.
How
This
old
one.
are those?
This is 2000. It's a 2012 model.
Right.
I think it was actually bought in 2014.
Yeah.
Those bring good money at Mac sales. They get good
Yeah, I
money for
know.
those things used. They're almost for a while they were holding almost new prices for those things.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the i7s, quad core i7s.
I'm warning
Just
some of
replace it.
my acquaintances who are looking at new Macs to stay away from those Intel Macs that are being blown out everywhere because they're going to be doorstops in about 3 years.
Yeah, they've had some discounts rolling around there.
You bet. People don't want to get caught with their inventories.
I have an iPad question.
Mm-hmm.
iPad Pro, my partner is a pianist and she was recording music at piano for her, for the church so they can do their online services. And she has an iPad Pro that she just got. And I suggested she'd been using a little H2 recorder to record her piano and then turn it into a digital file, blah, blah, blah. I mean, and send it. I said, use the iPad Pro because it has good stuff on it. And so she just started using it, but she wasn't sure how to transfer the file from memo. She was doing it in memo, voice memo or sound memo. And what's the easiest way to transfer a sound file to a Mac from iPad Pro?
She's
GarageBand.
recording she's recording an analog with a microphone?
Yeah, well, she's recording it with, no, she's just recording it straight into the iPad Pro, and she got pretty good sound on the,
With the built-in microphone?
with the, yeah, the voice, because they have 4 microphones on the iPad Pro. I mean, they have much better recording.
And she's just doing straight piano?
Yeah, she has a Steinway. They're sitting there, you know.
Oh, well, you know, there are digital keyboards for the iPad.
She has a fancy G8 that's in the church being used, but she just has her piano at home that she records on.
Yeah.
And it's pretty bright sound. So I set up the iPad on a mic stand, and she was surprised at how good the sound sounded, but she couldn't figure out how to get the file off of the iPad to her Mac.
Well,
Couldn't you use GarageBand for that?
No, she's
Yeah.
voice memos. And so in the voice memo app, there's some symbols across the top when you do a new recording. And one is that box with the upward arrow.
Right.
And that would be one way.
Okay.
Depending on how big the file is. But then next to it is a heart. And then after that is the icon of a folder. And if I click on the folder, it asks me to select a folder. So then you could navigate to a folder that was in your iCloud Drive and then get it off the Mac.
Yeah.
Which,
I wonder
if it's a larger file, that's what you want to do.
Okay, so you have to have activated. It has to be sending it to the iPad.
Yeah, you have to look at the icons across the top in the app.
Okay.
So if you have iCloud Drive turned on both of them,
okay,
you'd have an iCloud Drive folder on your Mac, and if you look in the Files app on the iPad, you would see those folders, and you put whatever you want in there, save it into there.
Like create a folder inside the Files app that says piano recordings.
she would use up a lot of with big sound files. She'd use up that free iCloud.
Well, yeah, but what you do is put it in there and then get it on the Mac and take it out of that folder. You just want to transfer it.
Yeah,
Don't leave it there.
Don't store it there permanently. Just use it as a tool to transfer.
You can also, if this is a new iPad, you can plug in an external hard drive or a flash drive with the right cable into it and just use it.
That is a great idea.
Right, exactly, because it has USB-C. So just
you
get
need
a little drive
right.
with USB-C.
Yeah, a little T7 or T5 drive.
Right, then you can save it to that location.
If you have if you have the adapter from USB-C to USB 3, you can hook up any drive you want.
So you could do yeah, right.
You can mount anything.
Okay,
You can
that's
mount anything in there.
Okay, that's a great idea.
The adapter is only about $10 for the C to 3.1.
What I really like for that are these little SanDisk guys. They go both ways. They got USB 3 on one side, and then you slide it over, and it's USB-C.
Okay, that would be perfect for her.
Yeah, because she's going to do this ongoing.
Yeah, right. That's perfect.
Yeah, so that's what you want. One of those. Those are pretty cheap.
And she'll never remember to take it out of the iCloud and dump it when she's done with it.
Right.
Yeah, well, this is.
Here's another one. Has lightning on that side and USB 3 on that side.
Okay, yeah, hers has USB-C because.
Yeah, she has C on the iPad.
So that's.
And that's what you want. The little flash drive with the C and the 3. That's what she wants.
Perfect. I'm going to order that. Thank you. Okay.
Especially if you don't. I mean, they probably come in all different sizes.
Yeah, she just needs to be able to transfer. Yes.
There is so many adapters and dock thingies, dongle thingies now. It's crazy.
Right. Thank you. That's a good suggestion.
Unfortunately, you buy a new Mac and you have to get some of these docks or dang because you don't have any standard ports on a laptop anymore. Mini, yes, you have 2 standard ports, but laptops, you always got to have something. If you got any old stuff at all, you're gonna have to have an adapter or a dock.
Well, just on a side note, because I've been playing music, so I was trying to figure out how I could, on an iPad, see my words, you know, like put it on a mic stand so I could actually see the words in a program, you know, the lyrics of the songs. And so I took the holder, because I don't have an iPad Pro. She just got an iPad Pro and she's making money using her iPad. So I brought her over. It was a clip stitch. It's like, it holds iPad Pros and stuff, and it has a kind of ball joint. And you can put it right on a mic stand or something, and you can rotate it in all kinds of directions. So she can use it for recording a live instrument, and I can use it for recording, you know, for reading words of songs. So it's a really clever, I think it's about $39 or $49 for the, I don't know if you guys use that kind of stuff, but
I don't think we have any music. We used to have a music SIG. One of the guy who's a member, singingwood.com, John Blaskus, taught woodwind instruments. We haven't seen him around lately.
yeah. It's a whole funny thing trying to use digital stuff for music. There's all kinds of little contraptions and interesting things. But the iPad sounds like a perfect solution for putting song words in. And I know there's different programs to do it. I haven't quite got there yet. So I have a big binder of just printed out music that's, you know, endless pages of music. I'm getting tired of it.
Yeah, in theory, you get it digitized or whatever, you put it all in there and take it with you and find it.
That's right. The moment I started getting ready to do that, we played one event at the 4th of July and everything closed down tight so that nobody's playing anything anymore.
They said they were going to shut down the musicians at the farmers market in San Francisco. It's like,
yeah, most things are, except for outdoor, a few outdoors are still.
Well, those are at farmers market. The farmers market downtown Martinez is open. Even in the rain Sunday, they said, come on down, we're open.
Yeah.
Well, rain's good. Yeah, how can you get it out in the rain?
I know, but things are getting kind of tighter and tighter right
Yeah,
now.
no, it's like, yeah, no musicians, nobody singing. And
but next summer or the following one.
No, by summer will be, I think, getting more normal.
I'm going to have to say goodnight. The nurse is going off duty. I'm going to be alone. So Merry Christmas. Maybe I'll see you Tuesday. I'm not sure.
No, we're still going to do Tuesdays at 3. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to do just whatever, answer people's questions. I was thinking of dreaming up a program. I almost did it for this meeting. About a year ago, I started something called the Mac Maintenance SIG, and it was real popular. We had like 20 people for a couple of months, and I made a whole bunch of content. There's like 20 videos and all these things you would use at these are a lot of programs. We did a meeting once called the Mac Clinic Favorite Apps. So all the things we use and all the things I use all the time. And so I was thinking about doing that again, because I already have the content and I use those things every day. So are people interested in Mac maintenance?
I am, for sure.
Especially since we're not doing the clinic, you could do your own diagnostics, or it's good to do some checking out stuff so you can ask your questions and let us know what you got so we can sort of have something to go on. So that's what I'm thinking. And it's not a one meeting thing. There's 12 videos on the website, on the blog. If you search for Mac maintenance, I still have the blog posting up there. And there's like a lot of content in there. A lot of how-tos explaining all these things and videos and stuff.
I imagine it tells some diagnostic apps.
Yeah, everything, Super Duper, Carbon Copy Cloner, Tech Tool Pro, Disk Warrior, built-in Apple stuff, Disk Utility, Activity Monitor, Drive DX, Easy Find, Mac Tracker. Those are just ones on the top of my head.
Did you see I left the 21.5-inch iMac back at the office? Did you find it?
It works, except you know what happened? that internal hard drive that had errors. I was using it, I left it, it died.
Yeah, it was near death.
I mean, it
I
croaked.
reformatted and reinstalled the OS because it wasn't working very well for me.
When you got when I saw it there, I reformatted again, put it in.
No, well, that's what I did.
And I left it for a week. It was okay, and then the next time I came back, it couldn't find the drive. It was like gone.
Inside that computer is my little homemade bracket holding the drive in. Admire my handiwork.
What bracket? The bracket for what?
I took the bracket out of that and put it into my.
Oh, because you. Oh,
I needed a bracket. Okay. Remember, you lost the bracket, so I made.
Oh, the bracket to mount the hard drive. Yeah.
You admire my work. It's pretty cool.
I was thinking I might as well put an SSD in it.
Oh yeah.
You can buy 128 gig. Yeah, 128 gig SSD is almost.
No. $25 for a Kingston 240 gigabyte. $25 on Amazon for 240 gigabytes.
Yeah, well, it's just this is just a spec machine. I'm not going to use it. It's just for the next person.
There you go. $25. One of those, and this one is it's 240. I'm pretty sure it's 240.
And then the brackets you get from Amazon, 2 for $5 or something.
Yeah, 240 gig. I think you can't probably see numbers on there.
Yeah.
How much? 25?
$25. It's an AS400 Kingston. I won't use it in my main machine, but in junky spare machines, I'll use it just so I don't have to use spinning drives because I can't handle them.
Yeah, I'm doing two SSD upgrades on the glued-in machines tomorrow at the office.
That's what I'm doing with this thing. I'm putting I've got one SSD in it, and I'm going to put my 4 terabyte in it and use it as a server. I'm getting that adapter kit for $19, so I can put a second drive in here. 2 SSD. This I have 4.5 terabytes of SSD in it once I'm done.
What are you going to run on it?
It's going to be my iMovie server.
Your Plex server?
Not my Plex, but I use iTunes for a server. It's going to be my iTunes server.
Okay. Have you ever tried Plex?
Yeah, I have.
It's hugely popular, and I've tried it. I've tried it several times, and it seems to me. I wanted to do my pictures.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't do them.
I can't. Yeah, no, me neither. It would not do my album art. But I preload the album art in iTunes, so on iTunes it looks fantastic.
No, I did it saw my music, but I wanted to do just my photos in a folder in the Finder, and it's supposed to do that, and I couldn't get it to do it.
Yeah, I couldn't get Plex to work at all. I gave up with it. I still got it, but I don't use it. Drives me nuts. But yeah, $25 for a Kingston, and this is from Amazon. There's two. There's a $25 one or $26 called an AS400, and there's a SQ500, which is like $29. I just bought a $25 one. Freaking brilliant.
Yeah. So we got like 2. So that's the one you fixed is an i3.
I fixed the graphics card. The graphics card was gone in.
It fixed that problem.
I fixed the graphics card problem. No problem.
It loads the HEI drivers now, so that's now fixed.
Yeah.
So it's worth fixing the hard drive. I knew it was going to go out, so and then it.
Yeah, it was terrible. Did you see the report I left stuck to the back of the?
Yeah. I knew it was going to. I knew it needed to be changed anyway. But yeah. Anybody else in the chat? We got some popping up in the chat here. Okay, I'll post that's a good idea. I think the Mac maintenance is good content. People seem to be interested in it, and I have it already. I have all the content. It's already there.
Yeah, just reuse the stuff.
And it's more than one meeting. It won't fit in one meeting. There's too many videos. So I'll do it like a 2-parter thing or something. That sounds like I'll do that. All righty then. We got 15 people left. Tomorrow I got 2, a 27-inch and a 21-inch to put in this, and they both have a ton of data. One of them is putting in a 1 terabyte. He has 800 gigs of data. I don't know how long it's going to take to transfer. Maybe overnight.
Okay.
We'll see. I'm gonna try to do start them and then leave them and then come back the next day and see how it goes.
Posted a comment, and are you looking at the chat, John?
Yeah, okay. Here in first class is my message and possibly your answer. Oh, you posted in first class something?
Joanne, you're muted.
No,
Oh.
what I wanted to know, the gentleman who said he was going to send me the message, I went and looked in first class and I can't find what you were
Oh,
showing.
I don't think it.
No, I was looking for what you were showing where the questions were for tonight and I can't find it. And
Oh,
so,
selecting a startup drive?
um,
That's
I guess
Ken Marks. It's in the tech help folder.
I put it in
okay,
in the
hold
tech
on.
folder. How to do the NVRAM and select your startup disk.
Yeah.
Right. So what do I click on when I first get to, because I've got first class open.
DVMUG tech help.
Oh,
It's got a red flag on it. Well, all your stuff may have a red flag on it.
no, I
DVMUG.
have DVMUG 348 new uploads. I don't have tech help.
Look in the top of the DVMUG window.
New, find, directory, what's
No.
online, preferences.
Double click the DVMUG folder. Double click the DVMUG folder so it opens in a new window.
Okay.
At the top, there's DVMUG tech help on the left.
Okay. But I don't.
Top message at the top is from Ken Marks.
Okay. Okay, I got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else got anything for the good of the order?
I put a couple links in there. One was a video from that Gary at MacMost on how to do a collage with pages. It's a little involved, but it's nice to know you can do something.
He does some things like I don't look at them very much with pages and numbers that are pretty fancy. How to do stuff with them. I never look at them because I don't use those programs.
I've been, I have a program called Turbo Collage. Does anybody have any favorite collage making programs?
Carolyn Lum she did a presentation once on that kind of scrapbooking thing. I don't even remember what it was called. She hasn't been around much.
Yeah, this thing, you drag and drop this Turbo Collage, you drag and drop images into a well, and then it has like a little viewing window and different options to arrange the photos that you put in. You can move them around, you can expand them, contract them, move it in front, move it in back. You can get kind of a nice display. And they have standard sizes, 3x4, 3x2, 5x7, 8x10, etc. And you create a JPEG file at the end of it that you can print or do whatever you want to do with it. Email it.
Christmas card.
Yeah,
Christmas cards. Rick used to do a demo every year around at the main meeting before Christmas on how to make a Christmas card, and I think he did it in pages.
And then, but he's also got it for newsletters. He showed you how
Newsletter, Christmas newsletter.
Christmas
Yeah,
newsletter.
that's what it was. In pages, yeah. All right.
Pages might even have a template for that.
Oh yeah.
You're muted, Anne.
Oh, Arlene's logged in, but she has her video off. Hey, Arlene. Everybody say, hey, happy birthday, Arlene. No? I don't know if she's there or not, but it's her
Oh,
birthday.
she's unmuted
Yeah,
herself. So
thank you, thank you.
Hey, there you go.
This
it's your
was the,
birthday
probably
today,
the
Arlo?
worst day I've spent during this entire pandemic.
Oh,
Everything that happened, happened.
oh, well, that's unfortunate. I think it was just last year we were all together on your birthday at my house making Christmas cookies.
Yeah.
Oh, and I
The
missed that
cookie,
this year.
the cookie sig. I got a picture of the cookie sig on I should share pictures of the when we're cooking again. I probably have those somewhere. Not on this computer though. My photos aren't on this computer. They're probably on this
Time
computer
of year is
though.
not good for my diet.
Huh?
Could probably get them off the website.
They're on this computer. They're on the recording
They're on the
computer.
blog.
I bet you they're in here. Home.
I don't
Yeah,
diet. I've lost 30 pounds on this pandemic.
I've gained weight.
I just don't eat very well anymore.
Let's see, photos. There's photos. DVMUG. Wow. DVMUG. DVMUG photos. Food sig. All right, we're getting close here. Food sig, dinner. Fondue and cookies?
Yep.
All righty then. What if I say open this in Bridge?
Chocolate chip, molasses, and snickerdoodles.
Fondue and cookies, open in Bridge. And then go to Zoom and share screen. Zoom. Share screen. Share that. Share. Let's see if this comes up. Okay, I gotta hide this. Aha! Looks like it's gonna work. There you go. Fondue and cookies. Oh, it's open in Photoshop.
Opening in Photoshop.
It wants to edit it in Photoshop. I just need to skid. So now there should be a way to ignore.
Click each one.
No, you should be able to play a output. You should be able to do a slideshow in here.
Yeah, well, you got me for about 2 more minutes before I go watch Amazing Race. So
No, that's not what I want to do. We'll just do it this way. So there's the cheese we use for the. Let's see if then I'll just go next. Okay, so there you go. That's the baking stuff. Baking cookies. That was the salumi plate, right?
right.
Cheese. That's the built salumi plate. That's the appetizer table. Actually, that's
the table that's outside.
That's the table you're giving away.
That's the table I'm trying to get rid of.
Now there's cookies there.
That's the table I moved in.
Table.
There's a cookie here.
There's cookies, 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 cookies.
Making me hungry.
Lots of cookies. So that was 2019. That was last year, huh?
Yeah.
Mac and cheese for.
Here's another one. Here's 2017. See what we're doing there. That looks the same, huh? That's the one we were looking at. Oh, wait a minute. That's the one I opened. I just opened that one. What about 19? Here's last year. There's the cheeses used. There's the salumi plate. There's the ingredients. Cookies, cookies, cookies. Christmas tree, cookies. That's that table, huh?
The table's toast.
Tables toast. Ham. Cookies. 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 Lots of cookies. Cookies everywhere. Cookies, more cookies. Yeah, there we go. That's cooked all those in one night, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, a lot of friggin' cookies, huh?
Those were the days.
There you go. Or the crab. Should we look at the crab feed? Let's see. That would have been
Torture.
John Fondue cookies. We should have crab feed in here.
No, because it's not a food sig. It's a BOD meeting.
Right. Go back one.
There it is.
BOD dinner. Crab 2015, 19, 20. That was this January. This is the last one we had. Crabs. Dessert.
Yummy.
There we are, board dinner. I guess I have the edited one and oh, that's the original. That's the raw.
I see you're using Adobe Bridge. Do you have to use the whole Adobe suite to have that?
No, Adobe Bridge is 100% free. You do have to make an Adobe Cloud account to use it now. You didn't used to. But so this is like the version, what yours I'm using here?
2020, I think I saw.
2020, I'm using the latest version. Yeah, it's upgraded every year and it's 100% free. I love it. It doesn't import your stuff. It doesn't catalog them. I do it all in the Finder. I name it, every picture on my computer inside the folder is all named 1 through 10, the year and the event. So I can find them in the Finder. So here was last year's crab. Here's the year before's crab. I just drop them on Bridge and it kind of builds like a photos thing on the fly.
Hmm.
And you can, once in here, if you want to edit it, you double click it and it'll launch Photoshop and away you go. You can also export it out as different things. You can export it out as a web page, do different stuff. It has lots of stuff. And it's 100% free. I use it when I shoot.
I'm gonna say bye. Merry Christmas. I got my amazing race to go watch. See y'all later.
I do too. See you Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right, kids. Okay, Bridge is, I love Bridge. I've been using it for a long time. It's free, it works. If it blows up, you don't have to worry about losing your stuff. It's in the Finder. It's right there. It's not going anywhere. iPhoto's not going to crash and you don't lose your stuff. This is the very first one we did, 2010. Wow. There was the first one. That was not a very good, that was with a 10-year-old digital camera. It wasn't very good. Not compared to what you get now. Now we get, here's shoot raw. You get, even without a flash, you get really good pictures. There's the dead crabs. I cleaned all those crabs. Yeah. Yeah, we got lots of.
You got stuff going back to 2001. Is that right?
2010
07,
there.
2001. No, further down, below 2020.
What the hell's the preferences are screwed up on that file, on that folder? Yeah, I bet you I do. I don't know why the preferences are messed up on this. I can't change it either. That's weird. Something's screwed up there. Can't open it.
Yeah, that no access, the red circle.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to change the privileges on it. Read, write, DVMUG. Oh, see, I need to add me in here. But I'm not an admin, no access. I can't change it because I'm not an admin. I'm not an owner or something. Let's see. I don't know why this is screwed up. Everyone, read write. That should fix it. Yeah, it should work.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's see what's in here. These probably aren't very good pictures. Oh, yeah, geez. These are really old. Arlene.
Arlene. Wow.
I didn't take these pictures. There's Ann, there's Dawn, there's Rick. There's me, Rick, Tom Bacon. I didn't take these pictures. I don't know who did. This is probably the first time we had a board dinner at Ann's house.
Yeah.
Brenda.
And this was still her current house, not the other one she moved to.
Right. No, this is when she lived here the first time.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know who took these pictures. That's going back a ways.
Yeah.
It goes from, I don't know how I happen to have them from 2000, and then it jumps.
To 2010, right?
I don't know where I even got these pictures.
Well, it's good that you got them.
That date might not even be right. Well, maybe it is. That would be about right. Dinner time. Board dinner in May, that may very well be the right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, taken with a Kodak digital zoom camera. Wow. That wasn't me. I don't know. I don't even know where I got those. I probably found those somewhere after the fact, and then brought them in here.
Maybe
the next one
the pictures posted them to the board.
I was on it was somewhere, got posted somewhere, and I found it because it jumps way forward. 12. That jumps from 1 to 12. Wow. So now we're getting this. I took these pictures. These are good digital pictures. We got much more fancy. That was in the other house.
Mm-hmm.
Susan Rosner. Shot without a flash. Don's moving.
Good night and thank you.
Good night, Lee.
All right, nighty night.
You should probably stop this recording, John.
Oh, oops. I can trim it.
Okay, good.
I did figure out how to trim it because Mike revealed his password when he was doing one of the meetings, and I had to trim it. I had just chopped the end of it off. Right. Yeah, good thing. That's a good idea. I needed to stop the recording. Share screen. Stop share.
No point saying goodbye because you're going to trim us out anyway.
Yeah, we're not much left.
Steve.
Well, I got